Okay, Dave Parrish coming with another video. Uh, you might hear nature out here. I'm still in Nicaragua, and most places it's very hard to find something that's quiet. And I'm out back of the hotel in some sort of garden. Hopefully I'm not interrupted. But today's topic, for lack of a better name, connecting products to make kits. This will make sense in just 1 second. Here's an app I'm working on. It's still in rough stage, but as I do these and something interesting comes up, I'd like to talk about it. This is a company that makes fireworks. They manufacture them. They got tons of products. And what they do is I think there's a couple hundred products, but individual products. But sometimes they make kits. And you know what I'm talking about. You buy a kit. It's got sparklers, Cracker Jacks, whatever, things that explode and fly in the air. So it's a number of things. And we wanted to have those also in the product table itself. So they're sort of like, I don't know, it's interbreeding a little bit. I've done this use case a couple times, and I don't know if it's a trick, but it needs to be structured in an important way for it to work right. And I'm going to come back and go through this. Shouldn't take too long. Thanks. Okay, let's do this. We'll talk about this making kits and having a relation to the table to itself to do that. I'm going to call up the front end first. So here's they got 296 products. Most are individual products, but some we want to be as kits and contain these other products within the same table. Let me go to one that's a kit. Power pack. So how you do this, I'll take you to the front end, then we'll go to the back end. Come on. Right here, this first one, Power Pack. And it contains each one of these. Now this structure is going to end up being sort of like an invoice. Parent record, which is the product. And to that, child records that have variable information. But let's go to this one. Now some of this needs to be cleaned up. And note, some content, if it's a kit, or if it's not a kit, won't apply. There's kit content and there's other content. So the system will know if it's a kit or not, and we're going to use page rules to hide show various content. But this needs to be cleaned up a little bit. But down at the bottom, here's what we have. We've got again, sort of like an invoice. We got a kit. Now we're going to add line items, which are the other products that make up the kit. And we're going to select the other products, and this will be filtered by only products, not kits, so that you can't accidentally add a kit to a kit. So we add one. We also give the quantity. Sometimes there might be 2 sparkler sets. And I'm not going to do it because I have them right here. Here's what this kit is made up of. And you can hyperlink right to the product. We have quantity. And they have these things called shots. They have to measure. They have a lot of regulations. They sell them in a lot of different countries. Shots are the number of things that go off, I think. Now notice, this has 16 shots. It's one of them. But if we had 2, this does the calculation on itself. Now it has 32. I'm going to take this back to 1. So it automatically is looking at the products, counting up them, and then we'll get a total for the whole kit. That'll be done automatically. Otherwise, they're going to have to go to all the products, add them up off to the side. That won't work well. And the other thing we're doing here, over time, their kits, some products can be deactivated, like they're not allowed anymore, and they'll find a replacement for it. So we have this thing called active. And what happens is they need, for auditing purposes and they need to have a history of what went on with this kit. So they can retire this product. And there's 2 tables here, active in the kit and stuff that used to be there. And they can, now it falls down on this retired one. It has the information. They can capture a date, and they can make some sort of note of why it's retired. So now they have a history of all that. But let's go to the core thing of how this is set up. Here we have products. So that has all the products in it. And then I made a separate table I call it kit product instance. So it's an instance of a product in a kit with variable information. So that's what this is, and I'll show you how it's set up. You need 2 connections to product. Both these first 2 are to product. This first connection makes the connection between the kit, which is the product, the parent record. That makes that. Then you need a second one that's you're choosing from the products. That allows those to be like we saw down here, to add individuals, as many as you want. Now, it's important you do that. That's the basic setup. I got caught up on it first. I only had one connection, and when you do that, it just defaults to the parent record every time, so that there's two connections there. Now, a couple other clever things that come up here, too. I'm going to go here and look at, for a non-kit product, you're going to manually enter the number of shots because there's no other way to do it. It's an individual product. So we have a field called shots. Now, sometimes that's manually entered if it's a product, and other times it's a calculation if it's a kit. And we don't want two columns here. Here's how it would work out. I don't even know if I have this completed. Let's go to a kit. When you get these weird relation stuff come up. So this is original data before we did the structure, but I'll show you what I mean here. So what we actually have, we have shots, because this has to handle if it's a product or a kit. And I'm not done with this, but I'll show you what I mean. This is the one that was manually entered, and now we made it more robust to have the line items. So I did another thing that's a sum function for kits. Now, we don't want it to look like this, though. On this page, based on if it's a kit or not, I can do display rules to hide and just show the appropriate one. Now, on the other view, we can't hide show columns. So what we're going to have to do is make a third field. We got shots, that's manually entered. We got kit shots, that's a sum. We're going to make another field that represents shots. We're basically merging those two together using a conditional rule. We'll have that shots to be used as a column here, and we'll make its value, if it's not a kit, the manually entered one, and if it is a kit, the calculated one, if you follow that. And in fact, I already wrote this down, I'm going to do another video on merging cells. There's a ton of use cases to do that structure that I just talked about that works out really well. That's what I got, folks. Take care.